Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to our second stop here at the Cobx Masters. My name is Drag and Drop. I'm joined by Porter, and we are in Mumbai. Embrance Gaming versus No Practice Gaming here in the first semifinals. I'm happy because Mumbai, in case you didn't know, one of the biggest metropolitan areas in India and the world. In fact, 18.5 million or so in the entire metropolitan area, and even 12.5 million people living in the city itself, which is quite big, if I do say so myself. And there's bound to be some good Dota players hidden among these, right?
Yeah, there's no way that they're all like us. But yeah, 12 million, that's crazy. Like, I feel really small suddenly. Even my city feels really, really small. I know that you live in a pretty small city as well. So, well,
yeah,
12 million, that's a number.
Like I live in a city with like 200,000 people. I've been to Berlin a couple of times, like almost 4 million people, and that's way too big for me already. I cannot even begin to imagine.
But hey, sometimes 200,000 people is all it takes to bring forward one good caster. But we're focusing on 12 million people. But what we should be focusing about is the 10 picks we're about to face, because we have an EG game coming up. Almost.
True.
With more manners. But yeah. We're totally gonna call him EG. I don't want to see the door. So, EG are banning out the Underlord, banning out the Shadow Shaman, banning out the Zeus in the first phase. Pretty interesting on the bans. Lots of focus on the offlane apparently, and getting rid of a Zeus, and that's a lot of D push down the way. And they start open their draft with a Jakira and a Centaur Warrunner. That's the second time we see a Centaur. So, that's interesting. Usually not a hero you see that often.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it's about to be a bit of a comfort pick, but it's not even all that bad in the meta these days. Just having like a tanky offlane can get a little bit of extra mobility to you and the rest of your team, and have a bit of stun and the initiation potential. So it gives you a good package. It ticks off a few of these boxes. And as for Jakiro, like the one game that's on records that is somewhat recent here for this team was their match here in the Cobx Masters about 18 days ago against a team called No Kale or No Kale, however you prefer. They also started off with Jakiro.
It's a good one.
They also started off with Jakiro and then turned it into a Faces Void strat. So I would be wondering if they're thinking about the same thing here.
Would be a tough sell with the Venture already on the field. There's also the Tusk to be concerned about, so not particularly a fan of the Faceless Void.
Certainly a few caveats to work out. You have to get revenge, or just get more than one person inside the Chronos so you can still make use of it. Yeah.
It always feels like Centaur is one of these heroes that comes into the meta at the very end, before we have like patch cycles and whatnot. Like, it's like that every time, unless they nerf the Centaur and he doesn't do that much damage to tires anymore, but he's kind of the last resort. Like, alright, we tried everything else and it absolutely failed on the offlane. I guess we're running a Centaur now. Not sure if Centaur is the pick to start off that early. I think can very easily get countered. They already have pretty decent picks against him with Venture and Tusk, locking him in. He can't run away from those. But let's see what they're going to do. Wow. Third pick. Doesn't know the position 4, doesn't know the carry. Let's pick Bristle.
I don't know. Like, I don't like Bristle as a hero. I mean, whoa there. Hold on. In this meta, anyway. Like, it's a nice concept, but it's just too weak these days because sure you run around, you're kind of tanky, but not always, and then you just don't do anything because you can't keep people fighting in the area where you want them to. You can have a hard time catching up and doing enough damage.
There's the hard counter.
Yeah.
E.g. coming out with the MK. I kind of agree. Bristle is hit or miss. However, if you get ahead on a Bristle, and that's talking after even having a disastrous laning stage, Bristle comes online extremely fast. Like, he's a really good substitute offlaner because he doesn't rely on building any damage items whatsoever. He still has a very strong right click going forward. You're naturally tanky, and you can build into those Crimson Guard and into those pipes. And we've seen them picked up over and over again. And together with like a Vengeful Spirit and Tusk, that's a lot of lockdown. It's a lot of goo you can apply to your enemy.
It'll have to be working around these kind of lines, right? Where you have your team setting up for you, making sure that you can actually get the damage in these fights to begin with, and then start a snowball essentially, literally and figuratively in this game. But I don't know. I've seen Bristlebacks fail too many times, especially against the Monkey King, as you said. Pretty good hero in lane against most melee heroes. Bristleback is no exception. It's because the lifesteal helps you offset that stacking quill damage if you stack up the Jingle Mastery. And even later on, Monkey King is a hero that can go for that Silver Edge to make Bristleback completely useless.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm scared about, that they just run them over with a Centaur on the team and Monkey King just disabling the Bristleback. It's definitely a tough game for the Monkey King because there's Tusk and Venge to play around with, so it's not going to be as easy. But I feel like with the Jingle just offers so much in the laning phase. Like, it's a free lane. They need to put the Jakiro on the Monkey King lane for about a minute or so, and then he can just go off and roam or pull, and Monkey King will be fine and wins the lane. So I think we need to see something coming out with Venge and Tusk going for like an aggressive tri lane +1, Bristleback going like to the safe lane, Queen of Pain in the mid, and then they pick their counter carry for the safe lane. However, if they do that, they might run into Monkey King just swapping out and being in a position for Roma, unless EG picks another Roma here.
Yeah. Or for that matter, they could just try to play the musical lanes. If you scope it out, then and you get the advantage with the lanes that you want, and then you basically force your enemy to just take the long walk all the way across the map, because if they TP, then you just TP yourself, and you can always stay one step ahead like that. But,
double hard support, you could say. It's a good amount of teamfight. That's one way to keep them in the Monkey King ultimate, but it offers you a good counter to the Queen of Pain, but I don't see any defensive hero whatsoever right now on the Brits. So Jakiro not particularly good at stopping Avenge or Tusk, neither is the Disruptor. I mean, yes, you can Ice Path into the Snowball, but that is pretty much about it.
If either of them get caught out, they should be dead to just the Tusk Bench combo. With Tusk plus anything else. Queen of Pain perhaps rotating in and out will find both of these supports very juicy and easy to kill targets. Maybe not when the Disruptor gets to level 6, then it's a little bit more dangerous to go for these kind of plays, lest you be caught with a combo and then set up for by somebody else. But certainly Jakiro, like it's so hard to defend yourself, because sure, you have a bit of a stun in the ice path, but the windup takes so long that it's virtually impossible to hit.
Do you think it's only worth it picking up the Jakiro if you're the true hard support, not getting anything throughout the game? Because I feel like Jakiro is at that kind of spot, or you slap on the mid and hope for the best.
I don't know. I mean, Jakiro can certainly use levels, can use a few items, but he's also very vulnerable in any case. So using him as a mid hero is always gonna be super risky in that regard. So I'd rather have him as that 5-position support, and eventually he'll get his levels. Eventually he'll have that big impact if he stays alive in these team fights. So in terms of opportunity costs, I'd rather have another mid that can just have more of an impact with the farm while being less susceptible to just straight up being killed over and over again. If that makes sense.
Interesting enough. Yeah, I think it does. I just really don't like him paired up with like a Disruptor and whatnot. I feel like two hard supports or heroes that are best on the hard support position without any potential roaming ability will hurt him in the end, because Jakiro Disruptor is not the most usual combo to gank mid lane with, especially on the Queen of Pain. Like, your stun is such delayed, there's not much you can do, but he's gonna pick up the Dragon Knight against the Queen of Pain, so there's not many ganks needed on that line, I would argue. Ooh, I will see NPG like do something fancy, like put the Bristleback mid against the Dragon Knight.
That'd be interesting.
That is the lane Dragon Knight loses.
Yeah, I can certainly see that. I mean, technically, you have extra armor and regen still with Dragon's Blood, but it won't really help you all that much in the early levels.
Yeah, especially if the Bristleback gets like level 3, level 4, he can even go for like a really early level in the goo and just run you down on the tower because he doesn't take he takes just as much no damage as you.
Yep.
He's basically a Dragon Knight, but he has to turn around to be one.
Okay. Yeah. That's one good way to put it.
Alright, 10 seconds remaining for NPG. What's that big beefy carry they're looking for? For Lightning Trip and Lifesteal Ban, could be a Void, could be a Terrorblade. I like the Void more.
Ursa.
Oh god. It's Ursa.
Fuzzy Wuzzy. Okay.
It's their own Monkey King. That's okay.
Big old man
That's okay
fighters.
against DK.
Yeah.
Lots of man fighting. Only melee carries and Venge.
Yeah. I mean, Ursa, if he gets on top of Monkey King.
Yeah, good luck with
Monkey
your
King should just
Jingu.
straight up die, right? I mean, yeah, he should just die before he can even stack that up properly.
Yeah, and even if he stacks it up, if you just use the Enrage on the Ursa, Monkey King heals almost nothing out of his hits. So that is a really good way, just man fighting up. Only thing he has to watch out for is the center. He might get forced to like pop the Enrage early to get rid of any stuns from the Kira Central. I still feel like there's a lot of protection for the Monkey King, and we have to see if effectively it is even remotely possible to lay down an ultimate on the Monkey. But it feels like you gotta go into BKB on pretty much any hero in this game because there's so many stuns, so many effects you have to dodge. Otherwise, you just lose the man fight, and these lineups are just completely about man fighting. Dragon Knight, MK, Ursa, Bristleback, they all just hit each other.
I wonder if we're gonna see that Ursa, I think it's level 25 talent, right? Where you get this great status resistance, which might be good against like the Dragon Knight stuns, Centaur stuns, but in this game, actually, there's still a disruptor to worry about when it comes to just trying to lock you down, because his spells, his control does not rely on applying status effects directly, which is the funny part. We'll see, though.
Right, some tipping going on.
Kind of a show pause.
3 points.
Yeah. Also looks like, yeah, this stream is being restarted or something like that, or reset, because there were some audio issues. So this coincides quite nicely. We're just going to keep going for the benefit of anyone who might be watching in-game. With some light-hearted banter before we go into the deep analysis.
Light-hearted?
Stream. Yes.
That's not usually what we do. Oh, the inscriptions on the...
Anyway.
Oh wait, the inscriptions did load.
Yeah, this one just doesn't have one, right? We're looking at Shadowfiend.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the Radiant base, and there's 3, and I'm like, oh, they didn't load incorrectly when I clicked on them, but they all just have no inscription.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sad.
Inscriptions half.
Why are effigies so underrated these days? They fell off the radar so quick after the TI they were introduced.
I don't know.
Maybe we should have towers you can put into effigies. Like look at the slug, for example, over here on the map. Like you could use that one as a tower model, and he just spits fire or like water bolts from his mouth. That would be cool.
Also very confusing, I would think. But
I think we're at the point we're definitely at the point with all those cosmetics that it doesn't really matter that much anymore. Not like we're biting any color schemes anyways.
Well, it is sad and true at the same time.
We could change the shrines, maybe. Like, change the shrines to effigies. Make a 5th one, a neutral one in the middle or something. I don't know. We need 10 shrines.
Like, we also already have custom creeps, right? So maybe just add like
is even
custom
Dota anymore?
Sets where you have like different tower skins for Radiant and Dire for your screen only, obviously.
I mean, we had those different tower skins, but...
Yeah, I loved them, actually, yeah, but everyone was just, these just look so bad.
No, it wasn't about the tower, it was about the stupid pre-game thing, that you had to, like, wait an extra 10-15 seconds, because that was really annoying.
I don't know. Never really minded that all that much, either. I was really happy to see, oh yeah, Are we gonna win? Are we gonna win? Oh, yes, we have the better tower levels. Easy.
It was easy. I mean, it was all about the levels. I bet it's rigged. The more companion levels you have, the better teammates you get.
Wasn't there this?
There would be one good way to make money.
Oh, what company was that? Was one of these big esports companies that were like, hey, how about we match, might have been Blizzard actually, yeah, Activision Blizzard. How about we match good players with a cosmetic with bad players who don't have that cosmetic, so then they see, oh yeah, they have this cosmetic item and they're really good. So they make the association that it's because of the item, so they buy it.
Yeah, that sounds like something Blizzard would do.
Yeah.
That definitely sounds like something they would introduce into their game. On the other hand, there's not really any good players in Heroes of the Storm anyway, so I think that gets a pass.
Yeah. I mean, they were saying, oh yeah, no, we don't actually plan on implementing that in anything, but they registered a patent for it, so that sparked enough outrage as it is. But looks like we're back on stream as well. Not quite yet in the game. I'm not exactly sure what the problem is, but of course,
normally.
Sure.
The real question is, when do we unmute VP?
What?
No, you didn't. Super Major?
No.
Oh, VP got muted because they're spamming too much.
Yeah.
Sad. We would never mute a team for overusing voice lines. We would never do that.
I would.
For the record. I would never do that because I have integrity and I respect the players building their brand by spamming voice lines in chat.
By being super annoying, you mean?
Being reasonable annoying.
Reasonably annoying. That's something that I haven't heard before. But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind the voice lines as much if they didn't just play double all the time.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Because, yeah.
I liked it when they changed it at the first one cancels out when you use the second one.
Yeah.
I don't mind them playing over each other, but not the same one. Or just make it like an audio cue, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know, like, I just hate the echo. It's the absolute worst.
You hate the echoes?
Yeah.
Oh, there goes your sponsorship with Echo International.
Who is that?
Who that?
Who that? Literally who? Alright, so let's talk a little bit about how these lanes should shape up while we're at it, because might as well. I mean,
yeah, so...
Yes, especially looking at the task, like as a 4 roamer, one would think, like which has fallen out of favor a little bit with recent changes, favoring the 2v2 meta. So how does the task fit in here?
So Tusk is generally just a space maker. Yes, he has been nerfed on the ice shards. 2 seconds is actually quite huge early on, especially in his early clashes. He really relies on having like a setup now. Yes, you can still make those crazy shard blocks, but usually you have the shard blocks against an enemy roamer. So the dual lanes, which are more static on the lane, like you're more located in these kind of areas with your support. There's not many choke points on these where you can block somebody in. On the lane, you can just freely move around or move away from the shards. Once you see the animation, you just turn around slightly and you run away from it. So the only reason to really pick him is if you have a set of stun. Here it is the Venge. Or if you want to lock somebody down with, for example, the Ursa, so you can keep hitting him while he's trapped. So, while I still say Tusk has his place in the meta, he is just not as desirable anymore. For like, he's not a lane-winning hero anymore.
Yep.
He was really good on trial lanes with snowball diving and whatnot, but yeah, standard dual lanes, he just doesn't get as much, and then he's under-leveled, and you really want levels on him.
Yeah, that is indeed the case. So we'll see what they can pull it off anyway. Yeah, I mean, as you said, they do have a bit of a combo one way or the other. And the snowball getting close towards heroes like maybe not Disruptor, he can glimpse you back. but certainly Jakiro. It just depends on the positioning, yeah, and it's always going to be the case when you pick up heroes like Jakiro and Disruptor. Like, if they're out of position, they're so squishy that they might end up dying very quickly. So that's just
that's the benefit of the lineup. They have really bad heroes against the Tusk early on. Like, Jakiro can't do anything about it. Neither does the Disruptor. And I'm not even sure what they're doing with the lanes. Like, they're going super standard. They put the center to the off lane on the side of EG, as to be expected. Same with the Monkey King. But you see it already. They kind of, do we swap up the lanes? Do we not? They're already pinging out. Looks like they are indeed going with that tri lane, but with the bristle on it. Safe lane Quap. Would you look at that? It's the mid Ursa. It's right now. That's a great one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's something that we don't see a whole lot, but up against another melee hero, it certainly works just as well as that was matchup in one of the side lanes. So, yeah, how do you actually deal with this? Do you just take it on the chin, or do you try and... I mean, there's not really any room for Emerald's Gaming to make adjustments themselves unless they want to run a Monkey King in the mid lane.
Yeah, and even Monkey King loses against the Ursa, as mentioned. Like, I think bring Jakiro back, maybe. They could rotate the center. That would do reasonably well, because you have to double edge to work with, as well as stunner if you get too many stacks up and running. But suddenly DK's ganking escape no longer works out. You can't just turn around against an Ursa because he's gonna use either the Earthshock. He also has an AWP of Venom up and running. You get slowed down so much, there's not much you can do.
I might have to see an early point up into the Dragon Tail just to keep him away from you. I mean, even the little mono's 2.5 seconds, it should be enough to buy you enough distance despite the slows.
We're looking for Centaur.
They saw him coming in with that ward, I do think. And now Donald is...
I saw him walking to the tower.
Shotblock is an availability here. They have some extra slows. And the stun. There we go. Who do you want to give the kill to is the only question. And Vulcan actually taking it with the Orb of Venom, I do believe. That's a bit awkward.
That's my favorite kill because nobody can complain I stole that one.
Yeah.
It's the best. But yeah, starting with Return on Centaur might not be the best thing in the world. Skipping at the Hoofstorm completely. He also gets scattered completely on his ward, should be deboarded any second. They're gonna look for him again. They saw him walking into those trees and he gets blocked.
Blocked. Very nifty spot right there, but of course early on you're always gonna have Tango seed your way out. But this is a very classic defensive trial situation on both sides. I mean,
yeah, they were thinking about
Jakiro or Disruptor rotating out towards the top lane help the center at all, or?
But what do you do then? Then you just lose your Disruptor in every fight you take, and Dragon Knight goes down mid solo by Ursa. Okay then. Didn't even have overpowered, just Earthshock and run at him.
What? I haven't seen this matchup in a while, but this goes a little bit far. Did not expect that he would be able to dive the tower like this early. I mean, he has a bear. He's
smash.
If you look at it, right? How does he have 9 base armor?
It's an agility hero. Come on, it's more fair than Terrorblade, that's for sure.
It's a reason, but no excuse. Well, certainly helped them out there. 2 points up on Dragon's Breath, or Brief Fire. Not sure that's what you want, because, like, sure, damage reduction and whatnot. But, I mean, that stays the same anyway. So I guess it's just to secure better CS a little bit better.
Yeah, it is the fairly standard build. You go for it for, not only for that, but also for the cooldown. Interestingly enough, he's not heading for that Soul Ring, so that is pretty unusual, but...
That's, in the zone, walking forward. Extra point into the Earthshock rather than the Overpowered. Does have another one available here, and Love Chitanda, one more after the stick.
Oh,
Self
yes.
will not be enough this time though.
And a split kill.
Rotating in, yeah.
They get 4 more gold out of this. Oh no, the Sentry Top. Oh, that always feels bad looking at it. Slightly out of range on the ward. Interesting. He saw where you put the ward.
Well, it's gonna have to deal with it.
There's the support roaming squad. That was smoke, but they already showed. So, Ursa just, yeah, he's gonna turn around and run. He also is way on the way to his face boots. Ah, Bison.
I would complain about still not picking up Stomp at level 2, but I wouldn't actually have saved him there, I don't think. So
Yeah, not really. It's just gets outclassed by his heroes as much as the Bristle gets outclassed. They're both in a similar spot, but Bristle getting a little bit less of experience. So while yes, he died a little bit on the offlane, on the center, he still got some levels out of it. It's just 2 lanes that are unwinnable for the offlaners.
Welcome to the offlane.
Hold on, this isn't Tuesday.
I see what you did there. But no, yeah, I mean, this is the way the offlane goes, right? As we'll talk about that too. Even if you die a couple of times, as long as you get experience, it's all good. Because
yeah, get experience.
You're not worth that much money
Pretend
anyway.
like you're doing something. That's my favorite kind of Dota.
Just don't get tilted while you feed. This is the only condition.
Unless you're troll, then it's fine.
Okay.
Or your team, I mean, troll is allowed to get tilted at man.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, Daniel.
But he doesn't even know why he's so mad. That's like the embodiment of tilting. But yeah.
I got some extra help here. I really want it. Stunned up first. Has the Hoofstorm now, and does secure the bounty rune. Snowball across. He's dropping lower and lower. He increase the bolts, but now with the extra ice buff from the Jakiro, they have to turn us around and buy some space for the salves to come out. Will be cancelled here. Nice little dual breath. Actually catches both of them. Barrier will certainly fall to the double edge, and Vulcan, well, not quite powerful enough to take out. And
died to the Venge illusion.
Ah, that feels bad, man, right there.
I'm pretty sure he died not to the... Yeah, he died to the illusion rune illusion, right? I think he did.
Possibly. That's certainly
I heard you like some illusions, so we put some illusions on your illusions, but...
God, middle lane, not again. More slows, 1, 2, this time with overpower, a little bit easier. No turnaround.
Yeah, that's just the lane you lose. It's Ursa against Dragonite without any support that really rotates in and stops him.
I think with a pain top, not sure that was possible. Link was still available, but stunned up. I'm expecting Jakiro to be there for the extra damage.
I have that ice path to work with, but I don't even... Wait, he didn't even use it, did he?
Maybe.
But not if he used it.
Well, putting more and more emphasis on the top lane now. I mean, there's no reason hanging around on the bottom. This Monkey King's just...
Yeah, he already won this lane so hard. Oh, gets a region rune. That's just disgusting. Classic Ursa. Look at him. I'm Ursa. I'm gonna run on a tire. Have fun.
Not even mana for the brief fire to cancel the region rune here while he was walking. So still alive though. But Jakiro, not so much. One more right.
There we go.
There we go. Solo's still available, so he gets sun up under the tower, needs to transfer aggro right the hell now. Right now! I said now. Oh.
Not like this. Monkey King! Woo! Monkey Kang! Skipping out 3 downs completely. Bolts. That's some extra money for him, that's for sure.
An interesting rotation as a result, but yeah, it's working out, of course, in the lane. Very dangerous for Rusback to hang around him. He's still managed to get level 4 with a bit of extra space. Quick wave pushing in, the Monkey King rotating out, but...
I think they tried to go on the Queen of Pain top and just got killed on the Centaur. How would that happen? But yeah, it's a level 7 Queen of Pain now to a level 4 Centaur. Bristle in the meantime sitting on 4 as well, but at least he gets something now, I guess. He did recover better than Centaur. He might be going down though.
Like half the damage, half the health on the Centaur, but yeah. Looking back, a couple more right clicks will be necessary. There we go. Now Vulcan, next on the list. King of Mastery stacking up again, gets some help barrier with the stun. Acting as a barrier indeed. To protect his Vulcan friend. So I'll put an end to this particular chase, but I gotta say, I am worried about this Monkey King getting as much as he is.
The only thing I don't agree with is the fact that he's going for the Battle Fury.
Yeah.
I would have liked a more aggressive style instant Shadow Blade on him way more.
Some Venge. Snowball connects first. Ice Path is there, and then it'll go to just try to fight this. Trying to turn this around. Broken. One more right click. There we go. Needs to right click some heroes or just crit with a Boundless Strike. Madara also make a rotation in. That'll finally be enough, but 2 for 1. It goes to show how much strength that hero has. But
lots of money for the Queen of Pain. That was a mega kill streak. Way on the way to the Yules. That's gonna be like probably like a 14-minute Yules at maximum.
Can go both ways.
Ursa finishes off the race in the meantime.
The strongest Monkey King is Ursa. He's also having a great start. Same as the Queen of Pain, despite the death earlier. So still 2 lanes that you're pretty much losing despite the Monkey King. So this is still can still maybe catch you off guard. If you're perhaps trying to overcommit without actually having the items or the backup that you need.
Yeah, if you want to kill the Monkey King, you better kill him quick, otherwise he's just gonna turn around and if it comes to like turning around fights, Boundless Strike is probably one of the best spells in the game. That is.
Yeah. Especially if you've already stacked up the Jinko Mastery. Just a ridiculous amount of damage. Oh, it's back. One more mana on the Bristlebacks. It's only the Bristleback bristles. The back is bristle, but it's not gonna be enough. The supports, they're always going to take a lot of damage just from the Quillsbury stacking up, but then if they're not dying, then what does that really matter?
I'm not even sure if they need any supports to gank this Bristle over and over on the Monkey King. Like, I think the only reason he hasn't killed him like 5-6 times now solo is that he did skip on the tree dance. Like that 20% slow, or even I even see people leveling it up.
Ice buff, catching a snowball, blinking cross though. From the Queen of Pain will secure the 1 kill. Now Zack's also in a lot of trouble. Connect field is there, but not nearly enough to keep him away from that slow. I was about to praise the Jakiro there for like he's always everywhere. Almost got the kill on Tavaria, but Stickjaw just barely kept him alive.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough game for supports. We talked about this, but I feel like they still get that Monkey King, and he is going to be really fat. Looking at the net worth, he's already over or almost 1k ahead over all the calls.
Yeah.
But the DK is doing bad.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? The more we see what happens elsewhere on the map, the more this Monkey King has to be as strong as he is right now, or stay on the path that he's on. And I guess if he has the Battle Fury, he will be able to just keep up until the farm, but it also means that he cannot necessarily actively help his team as much. Oh god, Dragonite. It's one of these, right? Yeah. The slow does not connect on the Jakiro. He will survive.
Yeah, but Monkey King, I have to keep going back to him. So Monkey King, he's one of those heroes, if you kill him once or twice while he's farming, even with the Battle Fury, you just make so much space on the map. Like, Monkey King, if you die, you lose tempo over and over again. Especially like he did skip out in a tree, and there's less mobility for him. He's not gonna have that big slow in the team fight, so you already see him playing really defensively. He saw the rotation coming in bottom. Now he's even TPing top. I'm not even sure if they will get the Queen of Pain with the center ult.
Well, certainly gets something in mid, one would think. Ursa with the DD rune is walking up, gets stunned up, snowball, try and keep them in place. The shots are coming out for Sienna now into the Static Storm. Actually gonna get the Aegis as well as the Tusk. Barrett throws down a stun. And the glimpse back here. They want to try and get rid of the vent before Ursa comes back. And will be not quite successful again. The stick shot almost saving her. But another Breathe Fire. Secure that kill, and now Sun. And a lot of trouble. Still see Enrage to dodge some of the damage. Nice little Sonic Wave there. Before Sun to come out, and the third round is happening again. The Sun. Couple extra right clicks. This is a beautiful shot. Here Sun returns into the fight. And it's just right clicking away. Now finally Monkey King with a quick snipe. Madara. Almost dying there if that ultimate came off from the Monkey King when it was channeled up initially. and stands a little bit too late to be effective. Damn, what was that fight? It was like 3 different turnarounds.
3 different turnarounds, and then Monkey King comes in, steals the kill, and gets out and shifts out of the fight again. But with only Bell Fury, still he was almost at level 11, and again, no 3 downs. If he had it, additional kill on the Queen of Pain right there. It's just he doesn't have a slow to lock anyone down with the Battle Fury build, and it's going too slow for him against an Ursa that's already out of control, against a Queen of Pain that has a lot of farm, and even Bristleback slowly crouching back into this game.
Yeah.
Good old Vanguard without boots build. Oh, they look for Monkey King. They just scouted him out. Well, did they?
Oh, he's jumping further.
Oh no.
Tried to bait him out path, but he also has help from the Dragon Knight. The stun comes out on the toss before any more control can come up, and now big old crit onto the Queen of Pain. The ultimate reduction some of that static storm damage on Sucking enough. The last right click is there. Ding ding with a double kill, maybe make it a triple. Gotta be careful though, with all the Krill sprays stacking up. They cannot actually finish the kill onto the Bristleback. In fact, he finishes up the Jakiro. 3-for-1 trade those. Love Chitanda on the DK.
Oh my, 7 charges on the Krill spray.
There. As they're trying to get in range for another stun, and there it is now. The Boundless Strike and the follow-up. 4 for 2. As Centaur dies somewhere else entirely. Sun finishing him up in the straight-up man fight on the other side of the map.
Just saying, 7 cool stray stacks on the Monkey King. That's even in a mind that the Monkey King can't out-region.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had an actually good fight. They were kind of not... Yeah, they were baited in, you could say that. But they had a better response with the Disruptor going up and running.
Alright. Fights back and forth. Embers Gaming still with a 1k lead. Not quite, but close enough. Now it's also though, maybe go a little bit too deep. It does have support. Zack just sleeping in. Gets Sonic Wave down. Even caught Daniel setting up for that kill. Just started out with. So, Sun. Really powerful now. Oh, I'm not sure about this one, Monkey King. Can't get stunned up, but the damage starting to stack up with that ultimate. He does get the 1 kill on the Queen of Pain, but pays with his own life for it. Vulcan. Orbital Dual Breath should take out that. Doesn't want that damage though. With the snowball, has to go into the Macropire though. Setting up for another kill, nonetheless. Sun with triple.
Yeah, and what they're doing is just they sacrifice heroes for the Ursa so he gets the kills. That's probably the best thing to do, because Monkey King, he will, as said, now he died at least 1 time. He's slowly losing tempo. And in the meantime, you have like Bristle do whatever Bristle does there. He's gonna do a lot of damage to this DK, but he also takes a lot of damage.
Yeah, try to put on some pressure on this tower. It's sitting at a decent level. Yeah, speaking of towers, no one has claimed the tower yet, which is almost unheard of in this day and age. Almost 17 minutes in.
Yeah, Ursa not really good at.
They didn't quite catch him in the static storm, so that's a cooldown now.
Now's the time for diplomacy. Well, that's rich coming from you, Kumka.
I have been booted out.
Still going forward here, Daniel. They do have the catapult with them, so they can try and work away at this tier 1 tower. Bottom lane is also being pushed in. This by a tier 1 bottom, closest to dying, and might just be denied in a second.
Finally came up for air.
And well, things have calmed down at least for the moment.
The Ursa will come again. What is the kill distribution? 10 on the Monkey King, 12 on the Ursa. So clear focus on the carries. But 12 kills on Ursa. He has so much farm and he's working towards that BKB. The moment he has it, he's invulnerable in the fight. Jakiro, 0 damage. Disruptor, don't care. Centaur, good luck. DK, well, yeah, doesn't need a BKB for that one.
Yeah. Scary thought indeed. And super early blink, super early levels, level 15 already. So extra agility, more armor, more movement speed, more attack speed, more damage.
All the stats
you want.
This is one of those crazy heroes that get a lot of stats just from talents. Like, you rarely see any heroes that have like 2 challenge stats, and he has agility and strength in there.
Link forward here from DK with Root Scepters there, kind of dodging that Ice Pass stun, but Extra Swap has to use. The Boundless Strike came out, so Madara should be fine. They have to give it the tower barrier. Quite get close enough for stun.
Easy. Next Roach is available.
Smoked right under the wall though. Very interesting one, placed right behind the tower. It certainly helped them out. So with the Bristleback in front, it's not exactly the target that they want to go on. Might have to here. Dragonite. Okay, there we go. They actually find the Vengeful Spirit much better. Vulcan also walking into the Boundless Strike as well as the Static Storm. Both supports down for the count. Now it is Bristleback running away. Glimpse back though in the 5 different people. So this is where you have to come in and fight. Madara does a Sonic Wave, hits it on absolutely everybody. And also trying to clean up. One is down, that's Daniel. Can he catch up to more? Maybe not actually. Ding Ding ready to man fight, and Rage is still dead, dodging the damage. But, well, able to play around it here. Bring down the Ursa. Really big kill. Queen of Pain still trying to finish the job. Picks up a Studious Dragons on the side. But, use the blink. Does have another one. I'll just drop
Good
the
exit.
Jumps back. Ding Ding still trying to catch up. Does have another misses it though. Oh no, that could have been almost full team wipe, but not almost.
Oh no!
Did not expect the DK to be there. The quick stun into the quick kill. Double people have respawned. Vulcan and Barrier. Then being picked up at the beginning of that fight, certainly a big part of why Emirates Gaming was able to clean up the way they have.
But I was told Boundless Strike cannot miss. Get it?
That was wrong. I don't get it.
It's because Boundless Strike it ignores has True Strike. It cannot miss. Come on. But yeah, that was a little bit awkward as an exit. But hey, at least the club was nice and give the kill right back. So
yeah,
no escaping. Well, also a little bit of a questionable ward down here in the river, you could say. I think somebody didn't swap the ward side in the inventory correctly. Would be a shame if this is actually in the sentry range. I don't think it is, but if it is, sucks for it to be you.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
It should not be there. I don't want to see it.
Circles outside the other circle, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It actually is. Yeah.
Tusk running into the Stag Storm was actually a really big deal. I think I going now from Skull 1 into the Ice Path. Macropile combo though. BKB though, out from the Earth. He does not care. Getting 1, getting 2. Trying to focus on his Dragonite. Taking him away. Donald in the front. It's a buyback actually from the Monkey King. Want to get the Ursa back, and they will be successful as all of a sudden he finds gloves around for 5 heroes without BKB, without Enrage. What is this game, Potom? I don't understand.
Constant fighting. 52 kills already up and running in 21 minutes. That must be a record. That's more than 2 kills per minute.
What's that buyback?
So much...
Monkey King still with net loss of like 1200 gold.
If you transition into the Roche, yes it is. Because you not only get a Roche for yourself at the gold, you also get it away from the Ursa. So you get a lot of gold, but they were willing to contest this, I think, with the Venge.
Speaking that heavily, the stun comes out. Love with the Shadow Blade going forward, scouting out, finds the Tusk. But Madara looking for the dieback here to Ding Ding. Gets stunned up though. Ice Path again on top of the Yules, but it's enough to finish off. Not cool. No, he got to blink out. And they did get the Monkey King. That's the dieback. Only finishing off the Tusk barrier next on the list here. Evil still trying to run down whoever he can. Bristleback. He's actually also the one to take a lot of damage just before Sun comes back into the fray. Burns everyone to death. Madara healed up a little bit on the shrine, I would think. As looks for Zack into the Static Storm, but that by itself not nearly enough damage.
And to the Roche we go, and it's so low that's a free one for the Ursa.
Unless he gets from a bash.
I think he's good. It's an Ursa. There we go. Cheese, Aegis, nothing for teammates, that's how I like my Roche. But yeah. It's coming back into the fight immediately, and while this BKB is losing charges slowly, it's still every charge he used so far was super worth it.
HP that died back at a Monkey King. Like you're talking about it. If they get the Roche, that was worth it, but they didn't. They lost another huge team fight, and they lost the Roche. So now NPG, with a lot of momentum coming their way with an Aegis in hand, and Zach on a lot of danger. It's an Invis rune even on Ursa, so he doesn't even know.
That's one dead disruptor, isn't it?
There we go.
With the free exit.
Yeah, it's one of these things where like, oh god, glimpse, 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 and it's too late.
Glimpse faster! I hate playing against Ursa. To be honest, I hate playing against anyone who does damage on the support, but yeah, they're gonna group for the bottom lane. 5 heroes here. Don't think they can contest this at all. It's a level 19 Ursa, he's right to level 20 as well. 1 second in rage duration is pretty strong. The Fury swipes damage is just as good though.
Yeah. 42 damage per attack, so that stacks up quickly with the overpower. But for now, gonna come and have a bit of a double wave, more or less. Forcing out some sort of defense. The Macropie said to get rid of the creeps and might be
delayed for one wave. And Ursa will have none of it. Glimpse in.
Goes the back down. Never mind. If Disruptor gets that axe and he's queued up, then Ruthenback will be not much of an issue.
Yeah, no, I mean, he will still survive through the Disruptor, I'd say. It's just a matter of like, do you want to hit it on a Bristle? I think you want to hit it on the Ursa because you need to watch out that he doesn't activate just as BKB and run side of it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Ursa, Desolator, ugh, it's gonna get even worse.
I'm not sure if that is the item actually for him. I feel like an Aghanim's would be amazing for him, but
well, they also have to start thinking about
damage.
actually taking down towers, and they don't actually have a tower hitter, so it has to go. It's gonna have to be the Ursa. It's going in, hitting it within rage to get out and whatnot, and rage and BKB if necessary.
Yeah, I think the half day is the Venge, and it's position 5 Venge, even less fun than the Tulsa, that's for sure. But
yeah,
so they're just coming up. They have a lot of minus armor, that's for sure. Let's
they double smoked. Ugh. Always awkward. It's always one of these moments
let's
where you don't get
gang.
caught on camera, but then you do. And
yeah.
Well,
hold right there. So the double smoke we sniffed out.
if you're double smoked, you can get twice as close to the enemy before it breaks.
That would be so broken. Just stack up on smokes all game until you have like 10 and then you can go on top of them.
Oh, he gets out.
Free escape once more, but yeah.
Trying to find a jump on a Monkey King, but now walking away at the tower, stunned up by the Battle Strike. Now Static Storm is going in, everything onto the Ursa, but he has the Aegis. He doesn't actually care. The stun coming out in the back onto the Centaur. Now the Snowball onto Panda. Ursa is even still alive. There it is, the Aegis. So can't actually put the damage into the DK just yet. Now they all have to fight inside the Macropie. Inside the Monkey King Ultimate, this is not a good fight for MPG, despite the Sonic Wave coming in. Finally finishing up that one kill. It's all going to be down to the Ursa. He goes onto Ding Ding, finds another crit. But look at the backlines here. Sun is all they need. As Barry and Madara.
Did he swap out the Monkey King out of the ultimate? I'm not sure what happened. Either he walked out or the Venge swapped him out. If it was a swap, that was the best play of the game. Because that literally just might have won it for them.
It looks so bad for MPG there with the Macropie down. Everyone's sitting in it as well as the Monkey King Ultimate. But yeah, that one ending, Sun just being able to catch up and clean everybody so super fast. They all just fell over.
Yeah, even transitioning to bottom. Maybe a little bit too greedy to go for another tower, so they're backing off. Maybe take a shrine. That's the more sensitive choice.
That's T2 mids. Get the creep wave close to that. Not sure if Emeralds are ready to contest that again after the dropping that they got in that last fight. But,
yeah, that was definitely a disaster. Like, we had a super even game until like a second ago. Suddenly 10k gold lead. Just out of 1.5 fights.
Looking at the graph, that's a very steep drop indeed. Both gold as well as experience. Yeah, they're setting it for the shrine. Some though, he has different plans. Breaks the smoke with another Invis rune. They don't have detection at the ready. Oh, feels bad, man. Sentry is down now.
Radiant's bottom shrine
Also, 5
Yeah, but they're only fishing.
Am I seeing this correctly?
Gotta be prepared.
That's how you know you have a bad game, when you buy all the walls, but you have no chance of placing them. Because it's too scary to go out.
Or he had one at board forward once because he forgot. That's usually what I do.
Well, at least for the next fight, they won't have the Aegis on the other side. I mean, they dropped everything, or half of everything, on top of him. So, if the Stack Storm catches a few other people, especially the Queen of Pain.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
BKB. Just too much to handle. Taking another G2, now they got the last shrine on the map, meaning the next rage definitely belongs to them. There's a team wipe. And they're not slowing down on tempo at all.
Yeah.
And we talked about this. So Monkey King dying once, dying twice, and suddenly he's behind. And Monkey King, he's the best hero if you're ahead. He's the worst hero if you're behind.
So this progression suddenly slowed down to a crawl. He's got the BKB now with 10 seconds. So that'll help him against the stuns, the Queen of Pain, but not necessarily against the cool spray stacking up on the personal back, who's getting more and more tanky by the minute here. And
guys, don't smoke up on the ward.
The
Alright, they got the D-ward in base, that's good. Meaning they can smoke it freely in the base without getting caught. There's also only one observer ward on the bottom, which is unlikely to spot the smoke. However, can't smoke if the enemy is sitting in front of your T3.
Yeah. This observer ward also expiring now, so no chance of it spotting anything anymore.
Haste.
It's just a matter of them pulling the trigger and intercepting the DK. No detection, though. So we're quite thinking this one through, by the looks of it. Alright, who pounces first? And,
No slug, please.
Embrance, they're gonna have to come in and just make something happen as soon as NPG commits, but Ursa's still holding on to the cheese, if not the Aegis, and should be able to get that off just with as much of tankiness.
Dragon Form pop.
Right, there it is. It just straight up jumps in, almost one-shot to Jagiro outside the Stag Storm.
Oh, not again!
Catching the bristleback, the swap out of the Monkey King ult. He punched up into the air, they just have to try and kite him. Still, for now, he's healing up. Snowball, can't even get that kill. They find Barrier, and they should find Vulcan now with the extra stun. Backline stun, just waiting for another blink. There it is, and that's a big target, but quick stun from the Dragon Knight stops him from finishing the job immediately, but it's just not enough. Too unkillable, too powerful.
Too much Ursa.
Yeah, too much bear, too much fuzzy wuzzy, and now they have the detection, they have the sentry down. Dragon Knight down in a second and down for the count. He does not have buyback either. This is, as they say, is it. Stumbling
Yeah,
here,
you could say the damage.
About, right?
The damage was just unbearable for them.
Can't stop
finishing
up. I get that one.
Come on, bear with me. It's fine.
Doubling down on it does not help the case, though.
Well, we could say he's a very cool hero, but that takes it a little bit too far. But yeah, chasing some supports into the base, gonna fish him off. I mean, at this point, it's just everybody knows this is over.
Oh yeah.
Problem is they have no one that hits tower, so it might take a bit.
What are we talking about? First, he could hit down these towers very quickly. Just
yeah, hold on. He's saying, well, what item do I buy? Oh no, not the Jakiro buyback. Dodged.
Well, they won one more fight. I gotta get it. He's back. He's put that already. Just doesn't want to be swapped out with the Vanguard coming in from the side. And nice ice buff here. Ultimate now. The swap already used, and then put actually dead. Same for Evil with one more few hits, and there it is. So Sonic Wave thinking would drop to all of that AoE from the tower. Still lost 3 heroes. It's only the 2 cores there. No more cheese, no more lives actually for the Ursa.
GG will play campsite in the meantime.
Off back, but yeah, GG was called.
But they could have turned. They killed 4 heroes.
They all had buybacks. There's no way to win this game, but I just want to have a little bit more fun at the end. But game 1 goes to no practice gaming victory. No practice gaming. Just only playing officials apparently this team. So
no matter what region we go to, EG always seems to lose.
Of course, that had to come. All right, so that was game number 1. Very scrappy, very a lot of back and forth. Crazy number of kills, 37 to 45, and that's 33 minutes. So, well, looking forward to game number 2 coming up soon.
seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Time for game number 2 here between No Practice Gaming and Embrance Gaming in first semi-final of the day here for the Cobx Masters 2018, the Mumbai stop. And we're gonna have a special treat later today because that's the game where Signify is playing after Rock Titans that we seen last time. Probably the other very well-known team coming out of this region. But for now, we're first gonna have to determine the first finalist here. No Practice Gaming ended up winning the last one here with the Fuzzy Wuzzy going super ham at the end. But it was certainly a game that was very scrappy and could have gone either way, honestly.
Well, yeah, I agree. It could have gone either way, but I still felt like the Ursa was too strong. The Dragon Knight practically had no chance in the mid lane. There was pretty much no flexibility in the Embrance lineup whatsoever, and as a result, Dragon Knight couldn't rotate, didn't have farm. I think the first time we saw him pushing a tower was with the team after getting one slight pickoff, and then they never managed to actually like bring down towers actively with him. So I feel like Dragon Knight was like a big mistake in the draft, and despite being like the last pick, I'm fairly sure it was, yeah, they picked off the Queen of Pain. They were absolutely confident that this is like the Ursa safe lane, and then they just got screwed over and didn't adapt the lanes. So I would hope for a little bit more of an open draft from Embrance in game 2. Maybe also open with like more actual roaming supports, because I felt like the Tusk combination with the Disruptor was like really good and worked out. Well, Jakiro plus hold on, was Jakiro Disruptor? My bad. Just the Disruptor together with anything that can roam effectively and give some front line is better than just two supports that stay in the back and try to survive in a team fight.
Yeah. Well, for now though, No Practice Gaming with the first phase Shadow Sharpener. I do believe it has been banned out in the last game, but not this time, so just snag it up. And it's one of these very powerful supports these days, just because you can trade very efficiently against most heroes. Because of that right-click damage, you have a lot of lockdown, as well as that pushing power later down the line. So can't really go wrong with that one. And Embrance Gaming respond with the Lions, so Hex Wars.
There we go.
And the Undying. Alright, so lane domination, that's the name of the game right now.
Yeah, and with Undying Lion, that is a lot of, like, they pack a punch on the line, that's for sure. I really like it. Against the Shadow Shaman opener, that is a strong answer, even though they're looking at No Practice Gaming, they're Radiant and they have the first pick, and oh no, the game has been balanced.
Alright, Dark Willow, one of your favorite heroes.
She's just gorgeous. Come on. Gotta love Mareska. But yeah. we gotta call her the balance from now on, thank you.
Balance. Alright. We'll see if people pick up on that when you keep saying something about balance. Nobody understands what you're talking about. So that'll be fun. But yeah,
wow,
I mean,
rude.
At least you have the Lions, you have some sort of ground targets done that you can still use against the Dark Willow, so there's not going to be too many of the
10 seconds.
Shadow Realm or whatever it's called, TP shenanigans.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's also not only that, but Undying is actually pretty good against her as well. Just with the DK, she's already really squishy, and she can fall to like a DK and a Soul Rip within a second. So that might be like a good opener.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Yeah, Dark Willow, there's a point where she's vulnerable, then it's early on, where you don't have levels in your spells. Like you have really long cooldowns to deal with, and yeah. This is something that Embrance Gaming might be able to exploit, especially if they run some sort of aggro lane that forces Dark Willow to try and help out.
I'm actually not quite sure. I'm trying. I will think about it. I've seen the interaction before, but the interaction between Undying's Tombstone or the zombies with the Shadow Realm on Dark Willow, if they lose target, I'm not entirely sure. It might be one of those things. But it might be the other way around as well.
Yeah. Who knows, really?
Yeah.
We'll find out. Like if
We gotta
if
find out at
they-
one point. That's definitely going to happen.
5 seconds.
if they
What
stick
will
on
it
her,
be?
they should also be stacking up more if she stays in range with Tombstone, and she can't get rid of them with right clicks unless she wants to break her Shadow Realm. So, like if she comes out of that, she might have a bunch of zombies after her. We'll find out. But for now, Spectre ban actually. That's a bit interesting.
Yeah, Spectre ban and Enigma ban, getting rid of all the team fight here. I understand the Spectre because she's really good against the Dark Widow, as well as the Shadow Shaman just jumping in. But I feel like instead of Enigma, they might want to get rid of like a PL. Somebody who can easily clear up the Shadow Shaman, isn't affected by him as much. They already have a fairly aggressive lineup on Embrance. If you put a PL in that mix, it's just going to be too absolute mayhem of a dude. No, they're going to go with the Gyrocopter instead. That's a smart pick on Embrance. That denies it away from no practice gaming, so they can't pick it up against the Undying Tombstone. That's a Titan to pick into Jaro.
Huh. He's not gonna have the easiest time with a offline for sure.
Also, Titan is really big if you pick him up third.
That is true. I mean, his arms
I like
are...
how his anchor
is
is
coming
just
to Willow.
overshadowing, yeah.
Yeah. And his,
Well, I didn't
his
see
arms
any
coming
Willow
to
here.
Whoever they pick up next. But yeah, very quick pick. Starcopter, pretty solid for the safe lane. Can handle his own just a little bit of support with the axe. Very powerful hero these days. Together with the Undying, they can... That's a very strong dual lane. And that Timber Saw changes things a little bit, though.
That is a mid-timber, isn't it?
It's gotta be, right? I mean, what else
Like,
would you run the Tidehunter?
mid? Mid-tide? Yes, no, maybe?
10 seconds.
I don't know, maybe pick up a partner as your 5th hero and just go full pushing. It would be a weird pushing lineup, but not the worst.
I mean, they're the first pick going into the last phase of the draft, so
Yeah.
they'll have to show their cards. But this might still be a one-position Timber Saw, which is
Please no.
not usual, but I guess it's one of the heroes that might be doing alright against Axe, just because of the sustain that he can secure himself. Not sure about Axe and Undying, though. So if you're not careful, it might still just be burst down by 2 lucky spins when you have no health points because of the K stacking up. So, feels like a really off pick right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit like either they have a genius plan we're not getting here, or it's a little bit of a. It was also like a super fast tight pick. They instantly picked him up the moment the Gyrocopter came out. They must have a set plan. There's no way they're reacting to this draft. So it's gotta. I don't know. You could say maybe it's something they practiced in beforehand. Or is that unlikely?
I would doubt it because they literally have no practice.
Sniper.
Uh,
Alright, that can work. It gives them flexibility in terms of lineup. Sniper can still go for the safe lane if they want to. It's gonna be a hard lane for him, but it could work. And if it has a favorable mid lineup, they can put Timber or Sniper there.
And later on, technically, you do have quite a few ways to just frontline for him. Timber Saw likes bouncing around, Titan with the Ravage to protect him, not to mention Dark Willow and Shadow Shaman just trying to stun up whoever gets close, but I'm still not too convinced by the Sniper pick.
I mean, looking at the bans, it makes sense, because they ban out heroes that get close to him really fast. From Invoker to TA to Spectre to Storm. All 4 of these are excellent against the Sniper. However, there's still a couple of counters left, like, what if we see an Ember Spirit on Remembrance? I could see that straight off the bat. Would struggle in lane a little bit, but they have flexible enough lineups to actually swap around. Chaos Knight would come to mind against this as well, as a hard carry, or as a secondary hard carry. We just run a position 4 Undying, because I feel like this is position 4 Undying, position 5 Lion, offlane Axe, and then you put either the Gyrocopter in mid or safe lane and choose.
Yeah. Even then, like, you already had the Axe who will build a Blink Dagger. Lion will want to get one as well. So if they do get on top of him, they might just be able to kill him off very, very quickly. And that'll, especially in the case of the Axe, that'll scale with the Sniper because it's gonna get a Blade Man, right? And now you have the Zeus to throw in some extra damage whenever you need it. So
I like the Zeus.
No,
It
yeah,
gives
I'm
them
not convinced
so
by no
much.
practice this lineup. I'm gonna be quite honest.
Yeah, not at all. I think the Zeus is the playmaker here. He's good against the sniper to dish out damage whenever he wants to. Great against the Timbersaw because he doesn't toggle any of the reactive armor. Tidehunter gets absolutely trashed on by the magic damage as well, so he has to go into pipe now. And same with the Dark Willow, who just straight up dies.
Yeah. Well, just looking at these drafts, it's looking a little bit in favor of 1-1 scoreline at the end of this game, but we'll see. No practice gaming. They can pull it out with their interesting draft because it is a sniper, right? And a sniper with a boatload of farm that just 3-shots everybody can still win games if you don't get on top of him. Right? So I've definitely seen this before.
Yeah, he is a good answer to Tombstone as well.
Yeah, that as well. But I mean, you can imagine, oh yeah, Axe, Lion, Blinks, and Zeus spells and whatnot, but maybe as BKB, then Zeus, he doesn't care about Zeus as much. Maybe Axe misses a blink and then he dies, and then what do you do? Right? So there's certainly a possibility, but you gotta get there first. And if Emrans play this right, they shouldn't really allow them to.
But they have Dark Willow.
Yes, that is the other thing, right?
It is a correct statement, and we know what that hero can do. Just saying, if you get some kills on her, she's gonna murder your entire team, and you can do nothing about it.
All right, game number 2. Let's see whether the Willow will prove to be.
Do you think? Do you think she's more like Puck or more like Slark? Good mix between both.
Yeah, it's not like Slark, but she has the Slark ultimate on a 12-second cooldown, maxed out essentially. So
she's
game's
balanced.
paused. Nobody knows why. Just about to really get into it. Build some momentum. Watching these heroes go out to the lanes, clash with each other, maybe. Because this is still going to be a bit of an aggro lane here, it looks like, with the Gyrocopter also making its way down there. So, you have the Axe actually in a safe lane. How do you like this one, actually, if it ends up staying?
It's a little bit questionable against the Tidehunter, but look what they're doing. It seems like... No way, right? You're just giving him the ward? This is no way Tide mid. Yeah, please, stay mid sniper, thank you.
He has boots. He was the Bristleback last game, so he'll be the solo lane.
Yeah, it's gotta be the offlane Tide. But they're still thinking about swapping. Just the fact that they're lingering around the mid lane. Safe lane Axe against Tide? It's a tough sell for both sides, actually. Like, it literally comes down to how much the Axe spins. If he gets lucky, he wins the lane. If not, he has no damage, because he relies on spin to do last hits for him.
Yeah. I think it's more for them about putting on pressure on his Timbersaw, making sure that he can't farm, because Timbersaw is a very slow hero to begin with. If you slow him down even more, then you have such a big window where he can't really do too much, because he doesn't have the mana pool, doesn't have the items to just really sustain and do throw a lot of spells and fights. And are they getting 4 bounty runes?
The legendary quad rune. GG, applause indeed.
Alright. So
Value.
already won. GG.
Yep,
That's
we
what
can turn off at this point, grab ourselves a cool one, wait for the next series. Nope, they're still sniping this game, out of Willow. So?
Oh man.
That never stopped me before.
Yeah, that's what worries me, honestly. You're too German sometimes.
Wow.
Alright, defensive tri lane with the Tidehunter. With oh, what the hell is happening top lane? Axe and Timbersaw already up against each other. There's no spins. Oh, there's spins. He's level 2 already, and he gets the first blood.
Spin to win.
Okay. I would not have caught that if I didn't just look at this lane, everyone being like at 5 health points per chance.
I think they made a really bad trade-off, putting the Timber against the Axe instead of just keeping the Tide there.
They realize that too, so they're gonna get some help. Shaman walking up from Shackles. Can he get in range? Not quite. In fact, Thunder. If he spins 2 times, 1 time, that's not enough. He's set.
Needs 2 more.
One more stick charge. Oh, there we go.
But yeah, but all the mana is gone on Timber, so he has 3 mangoes, but he has to actually expend them to do anything. There's the trial lane now, and yeah, look at this. Undying line immediately go to top, Axe goes to bottom, and good luck with your lanes again. And they have the advantage in this kind of trade-off, because Timber, the last thing he wants to do is like to make an additional rotation. He's already getting beefed up by the creeps. He has a lot of experience coming in under his tower, which will help out, but they are on a trial lane, so it's not as effective for him.
It's also still just at level 2, so reactive armor only now coming online, but even at level 1 that's something that you can overpower even without a lot of magic damage. And this is what they will have in spades with the Gyrocopter getting levels.
Full magic mod on the axe and half the way to the tranquils already.
Oh, what is the courier doing?
Oh no! Oh no! Run!
I'll be a bit careful.
Even with boots. Couldn't catch him. Too slow, Tide. Too slow.
We needed like 2 hits. That would not have been enough even for walking courier.
Yeah, but this lane is pretty static with the axe. Mid lane, it's Sniper against Zeus, so Zeus is gonna get his farm. He's gonna get harassed down the lane, but Sniper also gets his farm because he doesn't really feel any pressure, and he has that shrapnel to work with on Zeus, so he can't effectively go on him at all.
It's a bit of an interesting matchup because the shrapnel is not really too powerful against the Zeus, you just throw them away from assets. But it's kind of enough to keep him at bay. Well, it should be at least here with the Sniper dropping dangerously low already. But it's, as you said, both of them should get their levels, should get the last hits, and Zeus, in fact, with the bottle ruined up. So he's actually having a bit of a better time right now.
Yeah, he's gonna deal with this now, so he's gonna shrapnel the wave, he has to walk through it, take some damage, but Sniper, interesting enough, only taking 1 point to take aim. I feel like if Sniper in such a lane just goes for the max take aim, he just wins the lane. Because Zeus will never reach him. You didn't even need to shrapnel in this lane, you pretty much go for it because you kind of want protection against other heroes.
We
might
right
fight
there.
the Undying top.
Oh no, it's out there, picking up a few of those. Rock Rush on level 1 still here. It's nice little double stun though. This could set up for Sun. A couple more right clicks as well as another Rock Rush. Should do the trick, and well, the Shackles onto the Undying. Not exactly here they can turn on with the decays. Start to stack up. Vulcan is dead, and Barrier next on the list with 1 more stun, 1 more right click, double kill for F.
Crash and burn indeed. But yeah, that was pretty disaster. But on the bright side, we find out how it works with Shadow Realm and the Tombstone, and the zombies are still chasing.
Yep.
See? She's balanced. That's the counter.
Sure, let's just go with that. I'm gonna go for this all again. Rock Barrage up to level 2 now is gonna a lot more damage. He barely survives. Ugh. They're just a little bit more mana to have to throw out another homing missile as well. I would have done the trick for sure, but it's not to be. Not that time. But we always see Madara. I do agree with you, because like what we've seen earlier was the shrapnel basically in the middle of the lane. Oh, I just.
Yeah, happened to me as well. I've been interrupted. Some gremlins.
No worries. Straight back into it we go.
What did we miss? We get a rampage. We only missed the shrine party.
There we go. Alright, so you're on mid. The shrapnel was like here, but Zeus he could stand aggressively on the side. And Madara he was super low on health because he couldn't take advantage of that by plinking away with right clicks. This is normally the way it works on Sniper. So, but if you went up there, Zeus would have just right clicked him down or just lightning bolted him down more like. But yeah, without take aim, this is not a thing.
Yeah, it's just What do you do on the sniper? Why do you take up the shrapnel? There's not even anyone rotating right now, so there's practically no reason to do so.
Well,
but hey, he made his decision.
Found himself in the invis room, so this could turn into something. Ding ding. The arcane, it might feel a little bit too confident.
Level 2. It's a level 2 Shadow Shaman though. He's not gonna do enough. He doesn't even have the hex yet. So you have a total disable of 2.7 seconds, and that
yeah,
is
but
about
that's
it.
enough with the 3-point shrapnel. So if they found him mid, it would have been a dead Zeus.
Dire's middle tower
It's not
is
hanging
under
around for
pressure.
too long. Still has
Radiant's
decent
bottom
time left on
tower
invis.
faces a stiff wind.
Talking about time and decent, this axe is getting massive. He already almost has his blink. He skipped the Vanguard, so we're looking at like a 9-minute blink.
So looking for something.
Mid.
Burst it down mid. They go for shackles. Was he inside the shrapnel?
Oh,
Sure.
yes, he
Yeah,
was.
I think it was on the edge, but just straight up walks up, gets a kill on.
Just
sniper
losing the
first.
sniper there. That hurts.
Very fine magic one too. Could have survived that if you realized how much damage
Yeah.
he's facing.
That was like, at least they know there's a World Summer. It's really well placed. They placed that like just a minute ago with the rotation, so that ensures that Zeus just gets a counter kill, and that's a 3-man rotation for Zeus in mid, who still gets a kill out of it and has the mana bits up and running. So it's gonna make the lane even more difficult now. I think the only thing that is actually going well for them would be somewhat the tide, maybe. Sniper is up on the same amount of losses, but this axe is going crazy, and the Timbersaw is getting absolutely nothing top. Well, forget what I just said. It looks like the tides have turned.
God, you're just full of these today, aren't you?
Dire's middle tower
Of course, I'm always like that.
At least there's some space.
That's why you hire me, right?
I didn't hire you. What are you talking about?
Top.
What
am I doing here?
Have something to be pressured a little bit here. No region left apart from this base. But Sun, I'm not sure that means that you can just straight up dive. He does have help though from a Dark Will as well. It's the Shadow Shaman Chakras. Let me try and pinch on Zac, but he has stake charges to work with. Turning around with the hacks, and so much damage being done with Rock Barrage, with the extra Black Cannons. So disaster strikes once again. Sun will
6
survive
kills that the
Big ones up
Jowra
there.
participated in on the top lane, out of 9. That is not going well. Like, the Undying absolutely failed on the lane. Same you could say with the Shadow Shaman, and that might be even Timbersaw going down. Right, 7 kills. Zeus falls mid. Oh, wait, hold on.
What? Always he's there.
Alright, tell me what you want, but this is not the position for Zeus to be in.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
Questionable at the best, but hey. Let's just
Yeah,
move on
up and
past that and just talk about how Timbersaw could have avoided his death if he had a TP scroll. Always carry a TP scroll, guys. Just
Oh wow, with the Ravage at bottom.
Ooh. Want to respond
down,
to
but-
Daniel is there, no tombstone, and Blind cannot quite get in range for a stun. Look at this, Dark Willow, also not quite
Was an
catching.
expensive kill. Timber on Jowra top.
Oh wow,
Oh, what was that?
quite hit that timid chain. Does have one more
That's
shot.
oh no, that should not have happened. That is so easy to dodge. You have face boots up and running against a Timbersaw on a Gyrocopter who is naturally fast. That should not have been a kill.
Wolf color clothes, I think. Max range chakram, but yeah, that's certainly not the way you want that to go. Now look at this, ding ding, haste rune. Full mana, full everything. Looking for sun.
Yoink!
After securing the boundary
Mine.
rune. So eventually you should be able to lightning strike him down. There we go. Very easy. Also
that
helping
bottom
out
as well.
bottom lane a little bit. As X is coming in, finds the call on the Tide Hunter. Tombstone is down, so it'll take them a while to eat through the Kraken Shell. They can even manage it with the extra hacks, they're still walking away. The Shackles will sacrifice the Shadow Shaman, but at least Evil survives for all that's worth with the Blink. Coming in, finds the Dark Willow on half health, but unwilling to commit with low health under the tower. No,
I think he should have committed there. the commitment on the Dark Willow, he would have at least gotten the Tide or the Willow there. There was no stun available. There was not even Gush off cooldown.
So going
for the
in.
Lion instead, but
Yeah.
I know this looks like they're wasting time at bottom right now with 4 heroes. There's
It's a
nothing
very
you
hard
can do
time
here.
catching up.
Yeah, Axe might even just run around and try to kill somebody. It's like super hard kills. The Axe can't get him. Like, you can't get past the Axe, and he's straight up rushing to the blade. Like, he's completely skipping the Vanguard, because while he would benefit against the Sniper having it, if he just reaches the blade, well, there's nothing they can do. Tidehunter dies. Sniper can't hit him. Dark Willow gets absolutely trashed on by blade mail. It's one of the worst items to be up against.
Still available though with the call not coming out. The sun walks out of the way now. Touching around with the Ravage, come back off cooldown just then. Hits on absolutely everybody, but now Daniel drops on a Tombstone. The call onto a couple of heroes here. Extra decays. Everyone's actually lower than they seem. With Zac trying to line up another stun here. Might need it down bottom. As focus 3 heroes on the Axe, bursting him down, but just setting up for F. Coming in, trying to take over here, doing a lot of damage, and the Axe is not enough to keep him safe. Vulcan though, still dies despite the balance. Does save Evil's life once again.
Yeah, he saved his Tide, but 3k gold lead.
Yeah, at what cost, bottom? Only lost Zeus and Axe, I guess?
Zeus and Axe for Willow, Shadow Shaman, and Timber. But Timber dies. Don't forget, it's their position 1. Yeah. And he has 6 deaths now. He's 3 and 6. It's just not looking good at all. And like, in fact, looking at Timber, he's in the bottom 5 of the net worth. Gyrocopter as well as Axe on top. This surely looks like this should not happen the way it is happening. They're up against the Sniper, who is their only hope right now for an NPG. So unless the only way I see EG not winning this is if the Sniper gets way too big, and right now it's not looking that good even for the Sniper.
So they're gonna need a lot more time than Embers Gaming would have any business of giving them. They have Blink Call on the creep wave, trying again on this Tidehunter, but it's a hard kill the best of times. Kind of levels that he has. Zeus coming in, almost making it work now with one more Arc Lightning. Do finish the job. Scouting out the 2 support heroes down here. Not even pretending that it's not even pretending to be dangerous.
Sniper here.
You know what I mean?
He might get out. He has no shrapnel though. Ooh, there's an Axe. 2 seconds. He's in range. Nope.
Oh, they didn't guess correctly. I didn't want to chase more. Well, I mean, it's as you said. Zeus comes in, everyone melts. Even the Tidehunter. Well, especially the supports.
Yeah, he has that hood up and running though, and as well as the headrest, so the pipe is in reach and 800 gold. I think that's their power spike. That is where they just go run at towers because Zeus can't kill them instantly. The only thing they have to watch out for is the Axe, but there's also Hood of Defiance on the Timber, so they have 2 heroes that are pretty tanky against these kind of heroes already. It all comes down, can you push down towers? Can you get enough gold to remotely come back in this game? Because otherwise this Jaro will run away with it.
Yep. That's a big if. Yeah, at the very least, for now, Emerald's Gaming, for all the successes, they've only claimed the 1 tower up top. So this is kind of one of the indicators that you can look at to figure out, hey, how much time do they really have? Because once again, Emerald's Gaming, they have a lot of good heroes, but none of them hit. Timber saw, oh, we missed the stun. Timber Chain still have the Hex available, another Rocket Barrage, as well as Swing of Death. Try and burst him down with the Zeus ultimate, and 6 shots almost kept him alive with the Shackles. They get the kind of kill on the Gyrocopter. Now Evil does have a Ravage to work with, doesn't get it off though before being stunned. So now Thunder Sniper though finds Zac, slow down shrapnel as well as the assassination. So, well, at this point, Timbersaw, he's a sacrificial offlaner, and Sniper, he has to be the real carry. And
yeah, he just ended the kill streak.
Pretty good. A lot of money for him.
He's keeping up with the Jaro. It's nearly, but he's getting there. He has to compensate for his position 2 and 3, However, well, he's a position mod at this point, so he's switching 2 and 3 to Titan and the Timber, so to actually catch up again. They're both 1 and 2k gold behind respectively to the other roles.
Does have the Master Man though as well, so it's gonna add a little bit of extra damage output whenever you want to try and take a fight, but will also help him push lanes and time a little bit quicker.
Has a little bit of a downside though against the Blade Myth from Axe once it's completed. And it is completed indeed on him, so whenever there's a proc you might still get some extra damage on the Sniper, and Sniper can't really afford taking any damage in fight whatsoever, especially with the Axe on the field and the Tombstone. He's gonna naturally sit at around like 800 HP for most of the game, and then you have the Axe that just kills you once you fall below that 325 or 40 if he reaches or 400 if he reaches level 18. So you can't afford to go down to half health on the Sniper. You have to either build tanky, which delays your damage even more, or you go for like really careful shots. You can't just freely just run into them and hit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that was always going to be the case in this game, right? I mean,
ooh, the smoke gank.
Like they need him to. Oh god, they're all grouped up. And on the side, finds a call on too. It's exactly what we said could not happen. Despite the Rabbit, the Sniper dies immediately, so now who else is going to do damage? They're already down all to half health. Nice little fear though, with the stuns, with the roots. But now, Vulcan is dead, Evil, last one standing in front lines. They did get the Axe, lost 4 heroes for it, and even the Timbersaw just barely getting out of there.
This Axe just absolutely destroyed them. That was a matter of... Yeah, like Sniper wasn't even here. Tip the Axe, good one. Perfect. I agree. That just puts them in the lead so heavily. That's gonna get them another that's gonna get them a T2 tower bottom. That's no ravage on the board for another 2 minutes. Nothing they can do about it, and there's not really much commitment from the side of EG. Feels good to have some teams that are extremely evenly matched, if you ask me.
Oh yeah.
Might be the first series that goes to 3 games.
Yeah, it's looking more and more like it. I mean, 10 to 23 is a good score line. Okay advantage, so nice and sizable. But yeah, I mean, just gotta continue the way they have been playing right now, and then it's pretty much inevitability. The only reason, the only way they lose is if Axe misses calls and the Sniper gets to right click away freely in fights, because that's the only real damage source.
Axe a little bit risky positioning here, but nobody wants to deal with him. Nobody can deal with him, that is. If he gets a lucky call on the Willow with the Blade Mill, he can instantly take her out of the fight.
Some more help coming in. Suddenly, it does have a bunch of reactive armor stacks, so even with magic damage...
No, he is dead, though.
Barrier, though. Well, that's the hero that is. The call missed. No Ravage this time, though, so they might still be able to get the kill, but they have to die a little bit. Nice little fear there from the Willow, but Barrier already dropped the wards down. Ding, 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 though! It's gonna be donged. Just dies before he can, actually. Sniper, look for more targets. 1-for-1 trade in the end. A little bit of damage from the Axe. Finishes off. Oh, God, speaking of Axe, no, he was waiting patiently and got the hero that they needed to get. Double kill for him.
And he gets the Axe in the end. Ouch. That hurt. A little bit too greedy on the line. And of course the regenerate.
Sniper needs to finish that Hurricane Pack ASAP and be super quick when the Axe brings in on him.
Yeah, that is still really hard to hit.
Yeah.
I don't think Hurricane Pike actually is the way in this game. It is nice to finish up to get some stats up and to free up some inventory slots. But he's also double building Gravebound, Arkilla as well as the Gravebound, but he needs some sort of HP.
Pike, so.
Yeah, but still. He's swapping up. Alright, not getting Hurricane Pike.
Switching back and forth.
Oh no, he just respawned.
Oh, misses the dunk though. The Ravage does not prevent the Finger of Death, so they still get that kill. And again, where's the damage now? It's not there. They're all gonna die. Timbersaw TPing in. I'm not sure he should finish that. He finished it. And he has no mana.
Get them tied.
Oh.
Now it looks absolutely lost. No way.
Yeah.
We had Sniper TPing in, and he was immediately killed.
Yeah.
And the fight was over. Like, that's the third time that happened? The third or the fourth time in the team fight it happened. And now it's a 10k gold lead, 21 minutes, 30 to 11 kills, and EG is looking really strong. Sentence you would not usually hear a lot.
Radiant's middle tower is
Timbersaw as well, like finishing in that TP when the fight was already lost. I mean, the fight is lost as soon as the sniper dies. Every time, right? So him completing that very long TP was just what I call the tilt play, where you don't care anymore, where you just want to try and get something. Even though it's a really, really bad idea.
Yeah. Just, I don't know, they seem a little bit off, not worse in terms of, I mean, I guess they kind of play worse than the last game. They won the last one after all, but it's so uncoordinated with everything they do. It's not like they have a solid game plan just like they had in the last. The last one, we have an Ursa, we're gonna run at people. And now they're getting run at and they have no answer to it.
Yep.
And I guess their answer to the Axe just jumping on the Sniper is just going for Mask of Madness. Which is, I mean, it kind of works out. If you get jumped anyways, might as well do as much damage as you can before you go down, but I'm not sure if that is still the way to go. I think he needs at least a Dragonlance for some stats, and then go for something insanely tanky like Rush's Skadi or whatnot.
Very tough call to make, but you get that kind of money in the first place is the other question. So is it really worth thinking about what items you want right now? We don't know if the game is gonna end in the next 5 minutes.
Gonna shoot big.
Grouping up for smoke here. They don't have one though, so it's. Oh, they have.
There's one on the line. Yeah.
There's the blink dagger mechanism completed and undying. BKB, Sanjin Yasha, Jar.
That's the timing.
Kaya and halfway to the active Perceptron Zeus.
I think this is their big timing with the BKB, where the Jaru comes virtually unkillable if they don't screw up immensely.
Roshan being pinked out.
Yeah, they don't see anyone beside the Jaru, and they're scared that they might be attempting.
There's that smoke. Looks like I want to get a pick off into Roche. Seems like the most sensible thing to do.
Ooh, they picked up underwater. They know about the smoke now. They're getting out of here. Hopefully. But Axe is coming in with the pincer.
bottom tower won't last long.
For the sniper, finds the back, but Blink has been cancelled here. The Ravage turning this around. BKB though on Jarkop. He's ready to fight, but the Axe almost out. But look at this. Zach is the blink of his own. Finish up the sniper in the back, and it's a 4 for 3. They do get Axe, but again, what do you do now? Somehow, Lion dies and Serpent Walls. All right, why not?
Yeah, he ran into a root. But again, Sun looks pretty dead to me.
Put an ultra kill to F, and I don't know. I've seen other teams call GG at this point already.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's completely over, but they have no protection for the sniper. We had Lion just blink in the back line, press one button, and Sniper was dead. Like he just fingered him to death in the Master of Madness. He had full health on the sniper. He hit into Blade Mirror once and he was at 900 health, but Mask of Madness, hey, I'm sitting in the back and yeah, that's it.
So 725 magic damage from the finger, another 260 from the Earth Spike. That and a couple of right clicks just straight to the Sniper.
Yeah, and Sniper couldn't, like, you can't lay a shrapnel down, he didn't, he still had to stick, but he died so fast there was nothing he could do. I feel like Sniper got too limited in this game. They don't have that frontliner. I still heavily disagree with the Timbersaw. I think any normal melee hero that can fight or make some space would have worked better. Yeah. Like we're talking heroes that like built insanely tanky early on. What would come to mind is like, hey, swap him out for the Bristleback, pick a Kunker maybe. Even heroes like Earthshaker could work out better. But this sniper has no protection. Like, just imagine this kind of lineup with a lifesteal instead that can go up to the axe that would have won them the lane. Was not banned out as far as I know. That would just do way more than just a timber saw on the front line, which pretty much failed.
Yep. I don't know. It feels like the Dark Willow hasn't really done anything. I mean, we've always been forced to react, so she never really got to play aggressively. And
Right, Axe. He's looking for that sniper.
Its result, it seems the Dark Willow pick did absolutely nothing. Like, if you had a hero like maybe even Oracle, something like that, that can make sure that the sniper stays alive, you'd have a much higher impact already.
Can't agree, but yeah, we're gonna see Roach now, and it's gonna probably be for the gyrocopter, right? It's gotta be for the gyro, yeah. Axe doesn't die anyway, so...
Clock is ticking.
We have him literally undying, by the way. He's 5-0-25 on undying.
Yep.
Participated in 30 of the 35 kills.
It's undying for you.
Yeah.
It's always there. Always just dropping things.
It's like he can't die.
Yeah. Okay.
And full grief stop at 27 minutes for him. And he doesn't even have good farm.
Comparison, yeah. Pretty powerful. I mean, he's sitting at the same level of net worth as a Tide Hunter is. Number 3 position, so it's not even too far away from the Timbersaw, which is even sadder, I guess. But...
yeah, it's just that 3 cores from EG are in terms of net worth are ahead of NPG. And it's gonna hunt him down towards the base. I think this is like the last desperate attempt, but they're already getting split pushed in.
This is that push coming. Like it's only a matter of time until Emerald's just pull a trigger. Go find a blink in. Like the cool thing is, like with Axe and Lion having blinks, you can kind of blink it first with the Axe, get anybody, and then Lion goes finds a sniper or vice versa. Now they see him all the way in the back, out of blink range right now, and that's a BKB. There we go. That's the first stun. Catches 2. Might actually lose the Gyrocopter here, but now already falls back to the high ground. The Ravage comes out, and they will get the Aegis. They've also got the Lion in the back with the wards as well helping out. And they have the Gyrocopter the second time. This would be good, and yeah, they will be successful. Without the cover of the BKB or his teammates. And also the undying cause, actually dying in front of the fountain. They
an Axe as well. Might even Zeus if he scouts. Nope. Everything cooldown. Alright, good fight. It wasn't that much gold actually.
Than I thought, yeah.
Sniper did get a buckload of farm though. He ended the godlike streak on the gyrocopter. Was a good Ravage.
3.6k. Yeah, but it's the first time we've seen a Ravage with a sniper actually being able to just click away doing it. That's
yeah, and he almost drew it up. He was actually stunned from the homing missile and almost died to the undying. It was simply they dived behind the T3 tower and half the time couldn't. Like Zeus couldn't reach them. Same with the line who was stuck behind the tower. Axe was kind of zoned out from the very beginning, so there was nothing to work with.
Yeah.
It's still looking pretty grim, but that's a first step into a big comeback. Oh, it's the legendary Tide Hunter Blade Mail coming in. Not sure if I agree with that. I think a Blink Dagger would be highly needed for him.
I mean, they're coming to you anyway. You're taking a lot of damage, so... the worst thing in the world in this game, I don't think. I mean, again, the Ravages happened pretty good, it's just that they haven't really been able to capitalize until that last one. Yeah.
Don't TP, son. Don't TP, don't TP, no! Oh, that hurts.
Can they actually kill him? Not so sure.
It's a hard kill.
They don't have a lot of mana to turn things around on the Lion. So yeah, should be fine to walk out. And now, look at this.
50 reach per second.
Okay.
Yeah, with the Lotus Orb and everything, yeah, he has a lot of regen. Problem is he still has no damage.
just needs mana for that. Receptor coming out next. Will help a little bit. Things are still not easy, but they're looking up a little bit with that bit of momentum swing that MPG got.
Just a little bit.
But if they're smart enough, they realize that the only reason they lost that fight was because they split up and dove too hard. So if they just slow siege it a little bit, wait for MPG to come into you, and then just use your own initiation and fight around the Tombstone and fight around the Zeus.
Yeah, but EG wants this tight now. They can't afford not going in. I think they're gonna play way more defensive against this tight now. Unless they get like the killer jump on the axe. Which could happen. Sniper. Watch out, buddy.
Oh, they find it. The stun, the axe call, and the zap. Just disappeared entirely. They will lose the axe in return. But yeah, they're inside the chakram, but Gyrocopter taking out in front lines here. Buyback on the sniper already used. And spinking away, but it's super fast, Gyro. Oh god, no! Zeus ult actually finishing up Mareska there. Dark Willow, she was struck by a lightning bolt from Nimbus, Sun on the front lines, Dara and Evil. They're super low. Zac trying to get close enough, but they've already used it there. That's a Sun for Sun. Numerous reflected stun, they will be successful. Immediate buyback, now the Ravage everybody. And X, F, didn't Gyrocopter? He's not dead, he's surviving this! Staying company dead for the rest of his team, but...
He has that movement speed, there's no way this thing catches him. Right? Right? There's no way he catches him, right? He's a cold end if he wants to. Ah, loses him.
Nice tree.
Oh no, the Shadow Shaman! Wow, sniped!
Oh!
Oh my god, look at that money. Gyrocopter didn't even have a streak. 1,000 gold. Free 4 staff.
Another disastrous push. I mean, last push, Tower took like half damage. This time as well, it's half of what's remaining.
At this pace, if they keep it up like that, they only need infinity time or infinity pushes to kill it. Always killing half of the HP.
Is that how it works?
Yes. Good fear mid.
Like, is that the paradox? I mean, yeah, sure. Axe dies because he's all alone. Then evil. But then the fan trying to turn this around, but they're fighting without the whole lineup. I'm not so sure about this.
Nothing like a good old chain feed.
Yeah. Can't quite get rid of the Tombstone unless Madara wants to reveal himself. He does have an Invis room right now.
Yeah, the Nimbus Tombstone is actually pretty powerful.
Yeah, isn't it like the same paradox as like with Achilles and the Tortoise?
Yeah, well,
where guy just runs, but the Tortoise has a head start. So you know what I mean, right? But
he always gets half of the distance.
The Tortoise got a little bit more distance, and so on and so forth. But it's a series that converges onto something, and I'm pretty sure it's the same with like taking down half. I knew that once. I was studying a bit of math, but I forgot. Anyway, the fight goes on.
Quick maths.
Yeah, but there's a lot of damage. Taking down 2-3 heroes. Madara also has some holding from behind him.
Oh, he's dead as well.
Now it's MPG's turn to extend a little bit. Now Timbersaw excellent. It's just straight up TP out, but it's never gonna work. Wait,
he's a hard kill, right?
Yeah, he is very hard kill. Four of them needed a long time to actually make that happen, but that's a death, and a lot of them bought back. Only tied down to
100-second on the Timber. That's the biggest one.
Seconds on Shadow Shaman. 60 seconds on Sniper as well. It's might as well be an eternity. So maybe now Emerald's Gaming can actually finish off the tower.
Hopefully.
That's still back.
That's a little bit of a questionable glyph, you could say, but yeah, it's a double catapult wave. Should be no problem killing this time.
All right.
And they give him up at least one of the lines of frag. They weren't even contested. It's all
They can
about
fight
not
on snipers
getting...
back
Yeah.
with the Ravage.
It's all about not getting mega creeped here.
Do they even know?
You can always just throw out the Dark Will ultimate as well, and terrorize,
Top tower is
and get them away.
Problem is if you cast the animation, you have Axe always jumping on you, so you have to make sure that Axe Blink is disabled, because the wind-up time actually is quite big.
Dire's top tower.
They tried. Blink back. Give
Tombstone
them
for
a
good
bit of a
measure.
tombstone, so it's gonna be 200 gold for whoever wants it.
Free
Two full sets
money.
of racks finally being done here. Embrance Gaming. We established some control after NPG. They got a little bit overzealous.
A little bit. That's the problem with the sniper. He's still super squishy. He's only sitting on 1400 HP, meaning Lion will be more than happy to just run at him and kill him, because Lion's ultimate right now does 1000 damage. Meaning Blink into Earth Spike into Finger of Death is a kill every time.
Yeah. Well, 1128.09 minus magic
Yeah,
resistance, so
Mr.
it's
Math
pretty good.
Professor. Tell me.
No.
I hate
Do it.
percentages. He makes lots of damage. That's my analysis.
It's like
You're
about
welcome.
800, I think. Give or take, 800 something.
Should be,
If,
yeah.
Base 25% magic resist. Alright, another Roche, Aegis and Cheese. Up for the taking here, just to make absolutely sure they can win that next team fight. Only 20k ahead, so it's gonna be a tough one for sure if MPG, especially without having these buybacks available. Yeah, it's not forget it was a
960.
big part of why they won that fight that they won in the bottom lane earlier. Now, of course, 2 lanes already down. It's very easy to make the choice of what lane to push.
It's mid, right? It's mid.
Absolutely, always go mid.
Run on mid. Rush B. Wait, wrong game.
That's later today.
Yeah, that's later. We should do that too, right? We would look so good as CSGO casters, no?
That'd be the worst
He's hitting the
CS:GO caster,
thing
for sure.
with the thing.
Just disrespectful to CSGO casting, to be quite honest.
It is. It is. Free rocket on a gyro.
Timbersaw coming in, there's the call. Trying to drag out the Timbersaw. It's being body blocked by the creeps, so I think he'll be fine. It's also quite tanky still. Can they hold? Can they do what seems impossible?
Blink on tight.
Now, perhaps with this next
Never
wave,
know.
I'm trying to keep these creeps
Good
low.
getting so good now. They need to catch the Zeus in the back line. That's the important kill. Zeus and then immediately go on the gyrocopter with the sniper.
So far behind though.
Drag,
gonna
letting
fight it now.
himself get dragged.
Almost got the axe, trying to create some space, and will be successful. He is. Jacob is up on the high ground, blinking away at the tier 3 tower, and gotta be careful though. The wards are down, so just help with the BKB. Don't have the damage right now without the sniper laying into him, and they did bring down the Shaman first with the Nimbus. Everything else in the backline, see, dude. Dark Willow just dies to that incidental Zeus damage. Now in the back, the cow once again. The Ravage coming in, but might buy him enough time, but it doesn't. Zach, he does ult himself, but he does do what he wanted, bringing down the sniper, and this will be a GG. They don't call it because they want to play it out. Oh wow, his buyback actually ticked it back in, so maybe he spoke too soon. Didn't have buyback a second go, but now Timbersaw certainly doesn't have it. Ultra kill for Ding Ding. You know what they say, ding ding ding. And
Yeah, let's not go further here.
everyone knows what comes next.
Yeah, 28k gold. That's actually no way for them to. Yeah, there's the GG.
Right,
Game
go to
3,
game
woo! That's a first.
Alright, Emblance Gaming. Pull it back. I mean, this was just a draft win, right?
It draft win, and you gotta give the MVP to Zach. on the line. Like, he really made this work. He made sure this game does not slip away from them.
Yeah. I mean, when the Axe didn't find that call on the sniper, Lion came in and just zapped him to death, and vice versa. So did some good division of labor, making sure that the cores would making sure that the cores could just finish the kills, do the damage that they needed to, and yeah, ended up winning a very successful game with a good draft. So we'll see what happens in game 3, whether they can do the same thing or whether no practice gaming have caught on and go back to something that they're more comfortable with and that isn't counted out as hard. See you soon.